And when he told me that, I thought, how fitting, because this is what we try to teach the children. And as my sister had just prayed, but you can always go to God with anything, with any situation. Sometimes you don't have to go to Him because He is there with you. And He will talk to you as He did with Brother Bam. So yes, God does talk to you. God is with you. God does listen. You know, sometimes the things that we're looking for are right in front of us. We just don't see them, especially men. The other day I was looking for a lid for a water bottle. I was trying to look for it. I could not find it. And I finally found it, and it was right in front of me. It was underneath a red bowl on the counter. And I thought, oh, I'm glad my wife didn't see that, because she would have just picked it right up and said, it's right here in front of you. But sometimes life can be that way. What we're searching for is right in front of us. You know, Brother Bam had also mentioned about the large miracles, like the parting of the Red Sea. And God will provide. He's talking about the manna. But of course, Jesus, He talked about that manna. He said, just as the living Father sent me, and I live because of the Father, so the one who feeds on me will live because of me. This is the bread that came down from heaven. Your ancestors ate manna and died, but whoever feeds on this bread will live forever. And that's His promise. Another promise. That whosoever shall believe in Him will have everlasting life. This is a love that is unimaginable. God sent His one and only Son to be sacrificed for us. God is willing sometimes to do what we are not. In fact, Brother Bam had talked about the chosen people and why they were chosen. Not because they were better, but because of the faith of a man named Abraham. God asked him to sacrifice his son. The entire time they were walking up that mountain, Isaac kept looking at his dad, where's the sacrifice? And Isaac, he received this response from his father, God will provide, God will provide. Of course, we know that God did not let him go through that. He just wanted to see how much he really loved and trusted his God. And God chose them not because they were better than anyone else, but because of the faith of a man. And He chose them to be a nation of priests, to go out and teach the world about this God. Of course, the Bible tells us they did not do a very good job with that either. But God is willing to do so much more. So when He asks you to do something, remember that He did what Abraham was stopped from doing. He sent His Son. His Son was sacrificed for each and every one of us. You know, there are men of faith in modern times. You just got to look. Martin Luther King, on the very last night of his life in Memphis, he was talking. And he talked about God had given him the privilege to look on the other side of the mountain. He was able to look on the other side of the mountain, the promised land. He did not have to explain it or describe it, because his I Had a Dream message kind of touched base on that 5 years earlier. But every once in a while, my wife and I, we kind of see what he saw, a little bit, a little glimpse. Because no matter where we are in this city, when we hear these words, Brother Paul, Sister Stacy, and a child comes running up to us on the streets of the city, and they wrap their arms around us. And they look at us with those innocent eyes and they say, is there a church today? Will you take us? They don't look at us as an old white man standing there, or a crazy skinny white lady. They look at us out of love. They see us with their hearts, because that's how we see them, not as something they will become, but because of who they are. Children of God. Sometimes what we're looking for is right there in front of us. And if these words that I am speaking today mean anything to you, I just ask one thing. That the next time somebody speaks unpleasant words to you, put a lid on it right away. And like that lid that was covered in that bowl, cover those words with the words that are written in red. is something that should be right in front of you, and that is this Bible. Because Jesus came here speaking these words of life. God so loved the world. Everyone in this world is the child of God. But we have a choice. We either believe or we don't believe. As for me, and I know my brother Ben, because I have been through some things that maybe someday I will share, but I will shout it from the mountaintop that I believe. Thank you.
Amen.